Hey y'all, welcome to part 2 of ranking my knife collection. I'm here with Wolfman Walsh, and together we're going to dive into even more knives that we didn't get to in the first episode. And if you missed that episode, I recommend you go back and check it out. You can click on the link above to go view it. It explains the system that we're using to rank these knives and just shows off a lot of fun, cool knives. So check that one out and then come back here and watch this one. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Alright guys, let's get a traditional in here. This is one, I don't know if y'all have heard this story, but I got this shortly after my son was born on a whim, and I'm really glad I did. This is the Case Appaloosa Barlow. These beautiful Appaloosa bone scales, not scales, covers I should say, since this is a traditional. Blade steel is Case's True Sharp, which there's nothing to write home about, but it's fine. Nice little blade here. It's just a very unassuming pocket knife with a beautiful pattern on the cover. Reminds me of my son every time I use it. Just for sheer sentimental value. It's not an S, but this is going to get an A. I will say though, if I'm looking at this objectively and taking my emotion out of it, it would probably be a D or a C, because Case's attention to detail and fit and finish has kind of waned in recent years. Old Cases are still fantastic, but new ones are just kind of, it kind of hurts to see. But for me, this is going to be an A. All right, y'all, let's see here. We'll do another traditional real quick. Y'all may have seen the video on this one. If not, I'll link it in above. This is the Rough Rider Kayak. Really cool design. It's sort of a modern version of a canoe. As we can see here, the big difference is there's a swell right here in the center, and these blade shapes are decidedly modern and tactical. Well, maybe not tactical, but they're definitely modern. We have a reverse Tanto blade shape here, and actually the designer of this knife commented on my video about it, and he explained that this blade shape was heavily influenced by the blade shape of the Benchmade Osborne 940. Yeah, the 940. And this other one here is just your classical Warncliffe shape here. But yeah, so really cool blade shapes. The action's fantastic. Walk and talk is great. It's pivoting on bronze washers, actually. That said, as many people pointed out in the comments on that video, it is a thick boy. Like, this thing is a big old boy. And I didn't notice it at first until I compared it against some of my other traditionals, and they were right. Like, it's a fatty. So this guy is going to, actually, I'm going to surprise y'all a bit, because y'all might think I would think more highly of it, but it's actually going to get a C. Wow. I know. Yeah. I don't carry it anymore. Particularly ever since I got the what do they call it? The one-armed razor from Rough Rider. Oh, right, yeah. That one really blew this one out of the water for me. So
now I didn't hear you say it. Maybe I missed it. Was this a reserve?
Yeah, this is a reserve.
What number was it?
Number 4 or 3. No, it's number 3.
Number 3.
Nope, I'm sorry. It's number 2. It's on the blade. How about I look there? Yeah, number 2.
Yeah, this is the reserve line.
It's really, if you like the look of this, you will love this knife. It's really well made. It's very well done. It's just one that didn't age on me as much as I thought it would. But still, I'm still holding on to it. I'm not going to sell it just because I have an attachment to it. But yeah, for me, that one's a C.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Where would you put that?
I don't know. Well, because it's not mine. But I don't know. You know, I thought you were going to go A or B.
Okay.
But C was shocking.
Yeah. So. All right, guys. So up next, this was one of my favorite knives of the year in 2020. This is the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Just an excellent design and a fantastic blade shape. And Nitro V, man, what a cool seal to produce this knife in. Handles are G10, letterboxed against these stainless steel liners, and it's just your classic liner lock. But the action to flip it is great. The action to middle finger deploy it using that fuller is fantastic. And you can also thumb flick it. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but I'll give it a shot. Yeah, there we go. So it's a really fun, fidgety knife. Again, this is one that I also carry when I'm working on site. It does look a little, you know, and again, I'm speaking from the perspective of people that aren't knife people, but to those people, this might look a little scary. But again, whenever I'm doing something, I need to pull this out, I just slow roll it, you know, don't frighten anybody. You know?
Scary. I carry a Kaiser Sheepdog XL.
You're not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it. No.
So this one for me, guys, is going to be a B. Quite like it. It's just shocked. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still really like it. It's just there's other knives that find their way into my pocket more. So
yeah.
So anyway, B on the On the Ferrum Forge Stinger.
I would lose this. It weighs about as much as
I know.
a sheet of paper.
Again,
it's-
another reason that I carry it on site, because it is really light.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. The other thing I don't like is the pocket clip is like made to look like a pin almost. It's such a little tiny
It's
pocket
dainty.
clip. It's dainty.
It's
yeah.
a word.
I don't like
Yeah.
that. But anyway, moving on. Okay, guys, this one's kind of shady, but we have a clone here. This is a Strider clone. It is an SNG clone. All right, so yeah, feel free to hate on me for owning a clone. I mean, I think a lot of us probably have owned clones at some point. Honestly, I was just really impressed with the build quality of this thing. It's pretty damn well done. We have the Gunner Grip titanium scales on both sides, a titanium backspacer. What is supposedly D2 steel, it's holding up like D2, but I really have no way of knowing. Who knows? The action's great. It's pivoting on phosphor bronze washers. And it's just stout and beefy and sturdy and just, it feels great to use. Okay, so if I'm being honest, a clone, an outright clone should get an F. Let's all just put it out there. I'm not going to give this knife an F. So if y'all want to get mad, I totally understand. I'm actually going to be giving this knife a C, and that's keeping in mind that it's a clone. You disagree?
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me, what do you think?
Based on clone, it's a great clone.
Yeah.
I would have D'd it.
You would have D'd it?
Yeah, I just can't imagine this and this being in the same category.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. You're making me second guess my decision now.
No.
I can't give it a D. I can't.
Okay.
It's a C for me. Okay, let's move along here. Man, this one's going to be weird, and Walsh may judge me a bit on this one. This is my Rat 2. This is a very special knife, if I can open it. Part of the problem that we're going to get into. Obviously, I've terribly modded this. This thing looks awful now. I don't know why I felt the need to do this. I basically coated it in spray paint after seeing Nut and Fancy's episode on his Rat 1, which he used Duracoat on. Which, by the way, I learned my lesson. We'll get to some Duracoat in a little bit. But this knife still means a lot to me. It is 100% a never sell. But it's become a shop knife now, just because I don't carry it. I never carry this. Because I personally screwed it up so much. But it is a never sell for me because it's been to so many places with me. It was the first well-made knife that I bought for myself, similar to Walsh's experience with his Kershaw Shuffle 2. Yeah, the Rat 2 was that for me. I went to Iceland with me on my honeymoon. I went to Switzerland with me. It's been all over the place. Now that said, it's going to get a hurtful ranking, and I almost feel bad giving it to it. But if I'm being honest, it's a shop knife. It sits around on my shelf. I don't carry it, but I will never sell it.
Yeah.
So that's the redemption for it. But this is going to be a D on the Rat 2. It's a great little knife. I still think they're great. If you like the Rat 2, man, like if you like the look of it, you've never held one, try it out. Like, you'll probably love it. It's a fantastic knife, but it's a D for the Rat 2 for my terrible mods that I've done to it.
I mean, it's not that.
What are your thoughts on it? You're thinking C?
I was thinking C.
Okay.
But I understand.
I think my D is going to be fairly empty.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Actually, no, it's not.
I mean, like I said, I didn't have any Ds. I changed my D to a sentimental.
That's
row,
true.
you know,
Yes,
so.
that's true. So here's another D for you guys, actually. This is the CRKT. What the hell is this thing called? The Quill.
I have not seen this knife.
It was the first slip joint I ever bought. Kind of a neat knife, honestly. CRKT made it just because they decided they wanted to try their hand at making a slip joint. It's not bad. The walk and talk's okay. It's a bit boingy on the half stop, but it's fine. It's not sharp at all. It came blunt. 8CR13 steel, which is fine, honestly. I don't have a problem with that on a cheap little slip joint.
It almost looks like a keychain knife.
It does, though, and it's almost like it was meant to be one because we have this little hole right here.
Okay, yeah.
It looks perfect for a split ring. But yeah, so I mean, it's a fine knife. It's just kind of like, once you get a good traditional, a good slip joint, this is not going to do much for you. But just so you guys know, we have ram horn covers, and the fit and finish is not bad. The transitions are really smooth. But for me, this knife's a D. It's just kind of a snooze fest for me. And it's not a never sell. If somebody wanted to buy it, I'd sell it. Honestly, I'd probably just give it to somebody as a gift that doesn't have a knife. But anyway, that's the Quill in the D. Okay, up next, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, buddy.
One of my favorites of 2020, once again. Ooh, Spyderco Sage One and Maximet. Oh yes.
I know where that one's going.
This one is fantastic. Cool G10, cool gray G10 is what they call this color. As I said, blade steel's Maximet. Very, honestly, this blade stock is perfect. The thickness is perfect. I would not make it any thinner. I would not make it any thicker. They nailed it. It is absolutely perfect. The ergos are fantastic, and this is one of the first Spydercos with a finger choil where I feel like when I have my hand in the standard grip, it feels good. I don't feel like I have to do this. I feel like I can use this knife wonderfully like this, and when I need to choke up, I can choke up. And I spend a lot of time cutting leather when I'm in the studio, and this knife is perfect for that. I just choke up just like this, I bear down, and I make my draw cuts. So I just think this is a superbly well-made knife. This is made in Taiwan, which most of Spyderco's best-made knives are coming out of Taiwan. So I'm going to quit rambling. We all know where this one's going to be. It's in S-Class.
Now, remember me not being a Spyderco guy, and then you heard me go, oh yeah, when you picked that one up. It wasn't because of the Spyderco, it's because I know how much he loves that knife.
I do. I really love that knife. For some reason, I haven't been carrying it as much lately, but I still really love it. All right, we're going to get another Spyderco in here. This one is going to be in S-Class for sentimental reasons. This is my Spyderco PM2, and it was my wedding gift from my wife. You can see here, it's got my initials on there and the date of our wedding. Really beautiful blade. I've just had it forever now. Like the Rat 2 was my first good knife. The PM2 was my first high-end knife. And of course we have S30V. I've done some mods to this. I put a sharpening choil on the blade right there. I actually had to drop the point because I had tipped it. And I left the scales alone because I really do think, I had some micarta ones on there for a bit, but I've just never found G10 scales that I like as much as this. Like, they nailed it on the PM2.
Yeah.
The Digicam looks great, the texture is fantastic. We have a backspacer here that is titanium that I installed, and a titanium Lynch Northwest deep carry clip. So, S-Class, of course. Now if I'm being if there was no emotion attached, this would probably be an A, but just the emotions alone give this an S.
See, there's a joke that goes with that because, you know, he got a PM2 and we got open L8s. What in the world, you know, for his wedding.
Hey, take that up with my wife, man. All right, guys, I think all of y'all are going to love this next one. This was a gift from my mother-in-law, okay? And don't let that influence your thought on the knife. She's a lovely woman, and she's fantastic. I really love her. And she thought she was getting me a really cool gift in her defense, okay? Okay, all right. It's going to get weird, so here we go, guys. I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what this is. What is this? All I can tell you is that it's from Lithuania. The covers, if you want to call them that.
No, not scales, yeah.
They're not scales. They're made out of amber. Basically, somebody just took a piece of amber and screwed it onto a frame.
I mean, the amber looks cool.
Two giant screws here. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
My goodness. Now, wait a second. Let me see if I can... Oh! It's an auto. I don't know how she got it back here. She flew with this.
She flew with it?
Yes. Oh, I guess if you have an auto in your check bag, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But boy, okay, what is the stainless? Just a stainless.
Yeah.
It's cat stainless. I don't know what that. Okay, look at this lovely jimping. Oh my God, that's gonna chew through your finger. Oh my Lord. Let's check the play on this. Yeah, noticeable up and down. Noticeable side to side. I've not tried tightening it, but it tightens with a Phillips head. So there you go. Yeah, just a really interesting knife. And the closing action is scary. Okay. Yeah, we'll call this the Lithuanian Special.
Yeah, that's a great name.
That's an F. So, there's that. Does it have a pocket clip on it? I didn't even notice.
No, it doesn't.
No. Okay.
I mean, you could zip tie one to it or something.
It wouldn't look any different. I mean, it would look like it would suit it. Good Lord. All right, guys, up next. This is a special one. This is up there with the Rat 2 for me in terms of sentimentality and also with the PM2. This is the Spidey Chef. I picked this one up at our beloved Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I actually was out there with my buddy Corey, and we were just checking stuff out, and they had it on sale for like a crazy price. I think it was like $150, and at the time these were going for like $200 or so. Everybody knows how great the Spidey Chef is. I'm not going to talk about it too long. Of course, we have titanium handles, a LC200 in blade. I'm a big admirer of this blade shape. I really love it. And the action on this thing has become so good as it has aged. It's just remarkable. And for me, I have small sized hands. I'm actually able to middle finger deploy it just fine. And it's just a great knife. I still carry this one fairly often. No real changes to it, just a little bit of accent with that blue screw on the clip on both sides. But yeah, so this is going to be the S-Class. I really love this knife. As I've said before, I think I told Walsh this, that's my go-to knife. Like when I don't want to think about what I'm going to carry, I pick up the Chef because I know it's going to be great. Okay, moving on. So this next one comes from Artisan. This one's probably going to be, now I need to go back and double check because I may have mentioned it in 2020 because it came out like December of 2020, January of 2021. Hopefully it's the latter. If it is, this one's gonna make my best of 2021 in the budget category, but this is a great knife. This is the Artisan, I'm not gonna try to say it like it should be pronounced, but this is the Arroyo, because I know I would butcher it if I tried to say it with a Spanish.
Roll those.
Arroyo. No, I can't do that. That sounds terrible. But this is a great knife, y'all. This comes in a variety of handles. This particular handle is oil slick acrylic, but it also comes in a lovely micarta that would be just as good, honestly. But in the oil slick acrylic and the other acrylic options, you can get this for $45. And what it comes with in terms of the steel, AR PM2. This is Artisan's sort of not cutting edge anymore, but at the time it was pretty sweet. It's a powder steel based off of D2, but with longer edge retention and greater stainlessness. I don't know about toughness, but I do know it's better edge retention, better stainlessness, and better sharpenability. Really great knife, absolutely a looker. The action is great. Only one way to open it, but still it opens really well in that one option. So the Artisan Arroyo is going to get a B. Really love this knife.
So I've got a fun side story.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this was the first time I saw it. And because when I saw it, I didn't see the symbol, obviously. And I thought, did he buy an Olamic? Did he spend a ton of money on an Olamic? And then
it kind of has that handle shape.
The handle shape,
yeah.
There's something to it that just said Olamic to me. And then I was like, wait, it's an art. What is that? And I had no idea.
It's a weird one, but see, when you hold it, you can tell, like, okay, this is a budget knife.
It's a budget knife.
But it's well done.
It looks well done.
It does. It has a better presence than you might think it would. Okay, guys, this one's gonna, oh boy, this one's gonna upset some people, I think. The TRM Adam. Okay, here's the deal. This knife is fantastic. Objectively, it's a fantastic knife. It's crazy smooth. It's very well made. It's beautiful, particularly in these bone linen micarta scales that I have for it, which were the stock scales when I got it. I do have others as well, but the bone linen's been my favorite. I'm never going to sell it. I really like it a lot, unless somebody makes me just an outrageous offer, which I don't predict they will. It's just a fantastic knife, but for me, it's one of those problems where it's not sparking that, that fire for me.
Right.
It's just, I look at it and I'm like, okay, it's a liner lock. It's a really thin blade. I like big chunky blades. I like to be able to take my blade to just the absolute ends of the earth in terms of work and not have to worry about it. And I can tell you guys what happened with me on this knife is I was cutting zip ties and the blade actually came out of alignment to where it was rubbing. Now I was able to easily fix this by bending. You can look this up on YouTube. You can actually bend the blade, not the blade, but you can bend the scales to where the blade lines back up. But oh my gosh, like a knife shouldn't
do that.
Shouldn't do that. Yeah. So for a gentleman carry, if you're looking for a gentleman's knife, this is a fantastic, one of the best options. Our blade steel's 20 CV. I didn't mention that, but yeah. So this is one of the best options in terms of a gentleman's knife, or just if you're just not doing anything too heavy duty. But if you do heavy duty stuff, I don't even consider cutting zip ties heavy duty, but anyway, long story short, this is gonna be a C. It's good, I like it. I think it's a bit overhyped. That's the TRM Adam, I gotta give it a C. What are your thoughts on that one there, Walsh?
I'm gonna agree with you.
Okay.
Just based on your experience with it. 'Cause I know nothing about that knife.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't really talked about that one, I need to let you carry it and let you tell me what you think, honestly, is what I should do. Up next, guys, my only GEC Northfield. As y'all know, these are, God, GECs have gotten so hard to get that, and y'all may have seen my short where I basically said I'm done, which I am. I'm done with GEC. I'm sick of the whole chase. It's not fun. But this is the Coke bottle GEC, the Texas Rose. I got this one because my sister moved to Texas, and I miss her dearly. We were very close, and I got this after she moved, just kind of as like a, you know what, every time I carry this, I'll think about my sister. Wish she was still here, you know, but I do get to see her, so see her fairly often, so it's all good. So this is the Coke bottle. Lovely design. There's quite a patina that I put on this thing. I do carry it quite a bit. It's a big old boy though for a traditional. Like I believe that's like a 4.5 inch handle. It's a big old boy. Blade also I believe is like 3 3/4. So this one is going in the A category. Really love it. It's really well done. It stands up to GEC's typical fit and finish. It's just a fantastic knife.
It's heavier than it looks too.
Oh yes,
I know you said it was a big boy, but that's actually got some girth to it.
It's got some heft for sure. All right, y'all, so we're going to end episode 2 right here with the GEC Coke bottle. A great GEC, even though I am done with the brand, but I still really enjoy this particular knife. But yeah, guys, stay tuned for episode 3. Still more to go. We're going to wrap up with episode 4, I believe. I think that'll be the last one. And yeah, so thanks, guys, for stopping by, and I'll see you there.